What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 232, and we start today's episode off with the board coming to us and giving us one of those nice emails you get every now and then, just praising us for our performance. We've been managing the team very well. It's just the same sort of message every now and then. I don't actually read them that often. I just record them and show them in a video. But yeah, you get them every now and then. You know what they are. They're just the board, relieving pressure on you, I guess, and saying you're doing a good job. And I guess we are. I mean, 3 wins from our opening 4 games so far. It's been a decent start. Yes, we were disappointed to lose to Chelsea on the opening day, but other than that, everything's been pretty, I wouldn't say routine for us, but we've done what we've needed to do. And we do take on Ajax for the first Champions League game of the season and the first game of today's episode. Now, Ajax in our Champions League group alongside Juventus and Olympiacos. I did mention in the last episode, this might be a pretty difficult group for us, but even so, this year we have aims of winning the Champions League. So coming into the game, I did make changes as per usual, but for the most part, a pretty strong team out there. And the first chance fell to us as well in the 8th minute. Callum Chambers' shot was well saved with the goalkeeper and cleared away by Ajax. And in the 11th minute here, another good chance for us here as Lazzarini finds Lassie. Lassie finds Sterling here, making his full debut for us. Sterling fake shots around his man and goes down the right-hand side. Beats him again with a quick little Welbz spin, cuts inside and shoots. But again, the goalkeeper makes a really good save and turns it behind for a corner. So a couple of good saves by the goalkeeper early on. It's still 0-0. In the 28th minute, Ajax had their first chance of the game, though, as Fischer plays it backwards and eventually it's played out wide down the left-hand side. He crossed the ball to the far post and Zivkovic's strike goes into the side netting and behind for a goal kick. So almost 1-0 to Ajax, but it was still goalless. And just for half-time, another great chance of the Dutch side here as Fischer's on the ball. Victor Fischer turns his man, gets inside the area and shoots, but puts it off target and behind for a goal kick. So still 0-0, but in the first half, quite a lot of chances coming to both sides. And on the stroke of half-time, Callum Chambers finds Raheem Sterling here. Sterling plays a 1-2 with Rodrigo Lazari. Goes down the right-hand side, cuts inside here. Great chance to shoot, but again, the goalkeeper makes the save and turns it behind for a corner. So I don't know how it was still 0-0 going into the break, but it was. And from the resulting corner, as Dill crosses the ball in, Lassie wins the header. And again, the goalkeeper is there to turn it behind for yet another corner. So still Arsenal 0, Ajax 0 going into the break here on level terms. And just 3 minutes after the restart here, Joel Campbell turns Van Rijn down the right-hand side, or the left-hand side for us, crosses the ball in, and Niang wins the header, but puts it off target and behind. So still 0-0 in a very action-packed game. And again, another great chance for us here, just past the hour mark as Lassie's on the ball, plays that wide towards Raheem Sterling, down his right-hand side, who was having chance after chance in this game, cuts inside, another great chance here, but he doesn't really make clean connection with the ball and just pokes it into the side netting and behind, so it's still 0-0, Sterling missing a handful of chances, and we just couldn't grab ourselves the opening goal in the game. And that's why in the 65th minute, I was not really surprised to see Ajax take the lead here after they cut themselves inside with some nice passing, and Zivkovic pops the ball into the bottom corner and makes it Arsenal 0, Ajax 1. So Zivkovic opens the scoring for the away side, and it was a game where Ajax did have a couple of chances in the first half, but for the most part, for 65 minutes worth of play, the majority of the shots came from Arsenal. So to see Ajax take the lead, I was really frustrated about that because we have played better. Yes, Ajax were doing alright, but we have played better. We hadn't taken a single chance, and now we're behind. So Arsenal 0, Ajax 1. In the 78th minute, we were still behind here, and as Joel Campbell collects the ball down the left-hand side, he plays it back inside towards Niang. Our French forward finds Danny Welbeck here. Welbeck offloads towards Aaron Ramsey. The Welshman takes a couple of touches, then backheels towards Lassie. We keep hold of the ball here. Lassie's on the ball. The German midfielder then finds Lazzarini. Lazzarini plays it inside towards Lassie. Lassie inside towards Danny Welbeck. Lovely passing here. Eventually, Welbeck goes through one-on-one. And again, we just can't find the back of the net as the ball trickles behind for a corner. And it's still 1-0. So we had chance after chance after chance in this game, but we just couldn't find the opening goal. Danny Welbeck then finds Aaron Ramsey here. Ramsey holds the ball up here and finds Lassie. Lassie, Philippe Lahm's regen, or probably plays it inside towards Aaron Ramsey. And again, the shot is saved by the goalkeeper and cleared away. And it was how the game would finish as well. After so many attempts on the Ajax goal, after so many shots taken, we couldn't find a breakthrough, and the game finishes Arsenal 0, Ajax 1. So we lose for the second time this season, and we're only in mid-September. So a really, really frustrating game, that one. Very annoyed as well, because, as I mentioned, we do have aims to win the Champions League this year. So to lose your opening group stage game in what does look like a pretty competitive group, that's not a good feeling, especially because you're at home as well. So yeah, not happy about that. Our first home defeat of the season in all competitions, and just a really, really frustrating game because I don't know what more I could have done. I had so many shots, I had so many attempts, some from outside the area, some from inside the area, some from central positions, some from tight angles. I just couldn't beat the goalkeeper. When the shots were on target, when the headers were on target, the goalkeeper dealt with them. When they were off target, they were just off target. It was a really frustrating game, and yes, Ajax didn't play too too badly, but we should have got the win, at least a draw, and instead we get nothing from our opening Champions League game. We had to put that disappointment behind us here as we took on Burnley for the second game of today's episode, the second of 3 games in today's episode. The first chance fell there, but the shot went wide, and in the 19th minute here, Burnley had a great chance to open the scoring here as Marvin Sordell goes for the header. It's not really dealt with. Eventually it comes to Russell, and Russell's strike goes just wide of Carbone's post and behind for a goal kick. So still Burnley 0, Arsenal 0 in this game. And in the 36th minute here, a great chance for us to take the lead as Lazari finds Ike check here in the middle of the park. He's got space to shoot, but he fake shots around his man, plays it inside towards Ozil instead, and Mesut Ozil puts the shot just wide of the post. So Ozil's had a really good start to the season, should have opened the score in there, but it is still goalless going into the break. And in the second half here, 6 minutes after the restart, we were desperate to get ourselves an opening goal in this game, not wanting to leave it too long like the Ajax game and possibly concede on the break. But in the 53rd minute here, we come through with Callum Chambers. He drills it in a cross, and at the far post, picks out and by Niang, and our French forward makes it Burnley 0, Arsenal 1. So Niang gets the goal, Chambers drilling in those cross. We know how effective those are, the triple taps into the, towards the far post, sort of by the 6-yard area. There's always someone there, you know, it seems like there's always someone there to tap it in, and the Niang doesn't tap it in, he just blasts the ball into the roof of the net. I thought for a minute it might have actually gone over the bar, but instead it did hit the roof of the net and go into the back of the net. So it's Burnley 0, Arsenal 1. We do take the lead in this game through and by Niang, who else getting his 5th goal in the Premier League so far this season. And another great chance just a couple minutes later is Burnley get the ball away. Lazari collects it and plays a wonderful through ball in towards and by Niang. Great chance to make it 2-0 here. Niang fake shots around the goalkeeper, but misses the open goal, and that is something which Mbai Niang doesn't do very often. He rounds the goalkeeper, does all the hard work, and with the weaker left foot puts it into the side netting. Yeah, that's a really bad miss, isn't it? But still, it was still Burnley 0, Arsenal 1 in this game. Niang should have made it 2-0 and got his second of the game, but it's obviously my fault. I should have took an extra touch and then just stroked it into the bottom corner instead of just smashing it first time. But it was still 1-0, and from the goal kick here, Burnley get the ball away. Mesut Ozil finds Kevin Savanier. He plays a wonderful free ball towards Rodrigo Lazari. The goalkeeper comes for it, doesn't really get there. Burnley have a bit of a scramble, don't really deal with it. Niang finds Lazari, and Ondoa makes a brilliant save, and then also gets up to make the rebound save as well. So still 1-0 to Arsenal in this game. For the most part, that was controlled by the away side. However, Burnley did have a couple of chances themselves. Here was another good one for Russell, crossing the ball towards Welbz. It's not really dealt with, and the shot goes over the bar and behind for a goal kick. So Burnley weren't exactly out of the game. We were still only leading by a goal to nil. They still had chances, but their problem was they just kept giving the ball away. They just couldn't hold on to possession at all. They kept giving it away, and that created more chances for us. Savanier comes close here, but Ondoa makes the save and turns it behind for a corner. So still Burnley 0, Arsenal 1, but that was their problem, just constantly giving the ball away, allowing us to hit them on the break. And if my finishing was better, we would have scored more than one goal. And as Niang goes pretty close here after Ronaldo chop, again the goalkeeper, what a save it was, and eventually he does get to the rebound and clear it away. It was still Burnley 0, Arsenal 1, and that was how the game finished as well. So glad to return to winning ways. To be honest, I was kind of disappointed to the fact that we only scored one goal in that game because we had so many opportunities, but considering what happened in the Ajax game, I guess one goal is better than nothing, you know, seriously. After so many chances in those 2 games, the fact we only scored one goal in those 2 games is, you know, let's be honest, that's poor. You know, that's really poor considering how great our attacking lineup is. And I've been mentioning since the start of the season how many goals we're probably going to score this year with our really good attacking lineup, but even so, it wasn't really good enough. But the win was the most important thing, obviously, so I'm glad we did return to winning ways. We take on Liverpool for the 3rd and final game of today's episode here away at Anfield. This game is being played in the Capital One Cup though, and of course we are the Capital One Cup winners. We beat this team, Liverpool, in the final last year. That was the very interesting final where Mignolet got sent off and Matuidi had to go in goal. We do take on Liverpool though, and of course we would rest 11 players because obviously the Capital One Cup, you know, it was nice to win it last year and I wouldn't mind winning it again, but to be honest, it's still a competition which I'm not really too focused on. So if we go out in an early round, I'm not going to be too bothered. But the first chance fell to us, and it would come through a penalty as well as Sacco took down Sterling, of course the former Liverpool player. He went down the right hand side, fake shot round his man, and Sacco there's a bit of a clip of the heels. He seems to take him down. I thought it was a definite penalty there, and that's why the referee gave it. So penalty to us early on in the game. Sacco takes down Sterling, and it's going to be Danny Welbeck who will stand up and take it. So of course this team full of goals, but Welbeck and Vargas, whenever they play, usually get some goals themselves. So as Welbeck takes his penalty, I wasn't surprised to see him send Mignolet the wrong way and open the scoring for us just just 11 minutes in. So Liverpool 0, Arsenal 1. We may have made 11 changes. We may have a much changed side out there, but I was still feeling pretty confident coming into the game, and Danny Welbeck does open the scoring there and give us the lead. So Liverpool 0, Arsenal 1, and just a few minutes later here, Joel Campbell goes down left-hand side, fake shots around Moreno, gets past him. Moreno's a quick left back. He does keep up with Joel Campbell, but only by pulling on the shirt, and as the Costa Rican goes down, the referee gives another penalty. So 2 penalties given in the space of about 8 in-game minutes here, and it's another great chance for us to score and double our advantage. So as you can see, Campbell got past Moreno there. He was tugging on the shirt. That was the only way I was going to get back to him, and Campbell does hit the deck. And whenever a player is getting the shirt pulled and he goes down, it's almost always a penalty and not a real surprise. So Danny Welbeck just scored one a few minutes ago. Now he's got a great chance to double his goal tally and double our lead. It's Welbeck against Mignolet. Same corner or different corner? Same corner, same result. Welbeck sends Mignolet the wrong way. It's Liverpool 0, Arsenal 2. So 2 goals up in this game. Welbeck with both were in the penalty spot, and yeah, you know, to score 2 goals from penalties, it's not exactly the most flashy of ways to score goals, but they're goals, you know, they're goals and they all count. So Welbeck makes it 2-0 to Arsenal, and right from the off in this game, Liverpool just weren't in it at all. Campbell went pretty close there. Mignolet had to make a good save and turn it behind for a corner. Liverpool just didn't really seem to come out at Anfield. They just didn't seem to know how to play us, and from the corner it's crossed in. Vargas' header is brilliantly saved by Mignolet there as Belgian tips it behind for another corner. And to be honest, if it wasn't for Mignolet, this game could have been over by half-time, but it was still 2-0. And from the corner again, it is Mignolet to the rescue for Liverpool, saving the header from Lassie and turning behind for a corner. So still 2-0. Honestly, not much really happened after that until the 69th minute when Liverpool had their first real attempt of the game. Balotelli's free kick goes just over the bar and behind for a goal kick. But for the most part, it was a game where Liverpool lacked the final ball and didn't really create much and give us too much concern. So we were 2-0 up in this game, and as Atta holds the ball up here, he slides it through towards Danny Welbeck. Welbeck drills it into the bottom corner and makes it Liverpool 0, Arsenal 3. So a hat-trick for Welbeck, 2 penalties and 1 goal as well for the captain of the night, Danny Welbeck, and we are going through to the Capital One Cup, to the next round of Capital One Cup I should say, and that's obviously really good for us because yes, we're not too fussed about the competition, but when you get results like these, it doesn't matter what the competition is, it's really, really nice to be a good team like Liverpool and do it so convincingly. So Liverpool 0, Arsenal 3, and in the 89th minute we would actually get the icing on the cake and make it 4-0 as Welbeck plays the ball through towards Ranieri. He backheels it into the path of, guess who? It's that guy Welbz. Welbz with the goal, making it Liverpool 0, Arsenal 4. It's just, this guy is absolutely awesome, man. Like, seriously, he's got 6 goals in the Capital One Cup so far. He's my cup striker. He always does well in these competitions. It's 4-0, all 4 goals coming through that guy. And yeah, Welbeck just on fire in this game and single-handedly puts us through to the next round of the Capital One Cup. But that is going to end the episode, guys. So as always, a big thank you for watching the video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed today's episode of Career Mode, then please do leave a like. It is much appreciated and it really does help my channel out. But of course, you don't have to leave a like if you don't want to. And I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode very soon.